Good morning, everyone. It's serotonin. I was having a chat with one of my subscribers over the last couple of weeks, and she mentioned in one of the last postings that she put that she's actually from Australia. And I woke up this morning suddenly, like it sunk in. She only mentioned it yesterday that she's living in Australia. So I asked her how things are going down there because it's really hard for us to know what the news actually is. Um, I remember about 20 years ago now, when the big SARS thing happened in Canada. They had footage of people walking around Chinatown wearing those hospital masks and stuff. And sure, like in any sort of heavily populated area of the city where there's people from Asian countries, you might see the odd hospital mask. It's kind of a bit of a sort of a trend overseas in many Asian countries to wear a hospital mask in the city. So it's not all that uncommon, but it was no more than usual. They definitely turned that story into a huge one. So I was very interested to hear from her, and I'm so waiting to back to hear from her about her own experience living in Australia. And for anybody else who's listening, if you're living in Australia, I would love to hear from you and find out what is your experience right now. Anyway, I was highly recommended, or somebody highly recommended that I check out Max Eigen's take on what's happening in Australia. And I'll be honest with you, I find Max Eigen to be very much a fearmonger. He's a glass half empty kind of a guy, but he does sift through a whole lot of junk, and he'll tell you the truth. So, on the one hand, I really appreciate him for who he is, but on the other hand, I don't quite want to take everything he has to say at face value either. Either way, he has a fascinating channel on YouTube. As you can see, I'm not do not have subscription, but he does a lot of really. I would honestly um, I would check this out. I would check out a lot of stuff going on this channel. But he has been doing. This is the video that I watched just a few minutes ago, and not realizing it was from 3 weeks ago. And I just started this one a few minutes ago and decided to make this video. So if you do want to check out what Max is saying about what's happening in Australia, please do keep in mind, though, he is someone who is known for being a bit of a fearmonger in certain fields. I mean, other people, I'm sure, wouldn't agree with me. So that's my opinion. And I mean, everything I say is my opinion because trust me, it's hard to be neutral in this world, don't you think? Um, I also really want to highly recommend that everybody check out the Ricky Gervais 7-minute opening speech for the Golden Globes. Is so much fun. I actually originally found it through Starship Earth Big Picture, but I was just checking out Fox News to see what was going on, and they actually had a pretty incredible coverage of that speech, which you're not going to find in most other news outlets, apparently. So they're already scrubbing some places from its content. So I will leave a link to both for the Fox and for, of course, Starship Earth Big Picture. I always like to lead you guys to their page because they have some other interesting stuff to talk about. And someone to keep an eye open for if you guys are the kind of people who do Twitter. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Julian's Rum. It's really good, interesting information coming on there. And then one last thing, if Ricky Gervais's speech did not cheer you up sufficiently, waking a sleeping rabbit by surrounding him with dill should do the trick. All right, lots of love and hugs, guys. 2020. Talk to you soon. Bye.